First contact. In the vast expanse of the Milky Way, humanity had long wondered if they were alone. The answer came on a crisp autumn morning in 2157, when the Deep Space Listening Post on Europa picked up an alien signal. The message, a complex series of mathematical equations and stellar coordinates, was unmistakably artificial. Humanity held its collective breath as the brightest minds on Earth deciphered its meaning. An invitation to meet. Dr. Samantha Chen, lead xenolinguist at the United Earth Space Agency, UESA, stood before the assembled world leaders. Her heart raced as she delivered the news that would change the course of human history. Ladies and gentlemen, we've successfully decoded the alien transmission. They call themselves the Gre'l, and they wish to meet us at the edge of our solar system in 6 months. The announcement sent shockwaves through every nation on Earth. Preparations began immediately for humanity's first extraterrestrial encounter. The UESA's flagship, the UES Horizon, was quickly retrofitted for the historic mission. Captain Michael Reeves, a decorated veteran of the Mars colonies, was chosen to lead the expedition. As the Horizon approached the designated coordinates, tension aboard the ship was palpable. The crew had trained extensively, but nothing could truly prepare them for this moment. Captain Reeves stood on the bridge, his steel-gray eyes fixed on the view screen. "All stations, report in," he commanded, his voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. Suddenly, a shimmering distortion appeared before them, resolving into a sleek, angular vessel that dwarfed the horizon. Its surface seemed to ripple like liquid metal, defying human understanding of material science. The alien ship's presence was both awe-inspiring and terrifying. A transmission crackled through the comms. Dr. Chen's eyes widened as her universal translator began to decipher the alien language. "Greetings, humans of Earth. We are the Gre'l, travelers of the stars. We come in peace and wish to share knowledge." The next few hours were a whirlwind of careful communication and cultural exchange. The Gre'l, it turned out, were a spacefaring civilization thousands of years ahead of humanity technologically. They appeared as tall, slender beings with iridescent skin and large, multifaceted eyes. Their movements were fluid and graceful, almost hypnotic to watch. As the initial meeting progressed, both species found common ground in their shared curiosity about the universe. The Gre'l expressed admiration for humanity's rapid technological advancement and resilience in the face of adversity. They offered to share some of their knowledge, particularly in the fields of energy production and faster-than-light travel. Captain Reeves, while excited by the prospects, maintained a cautious approach. "We're honored by your offer," he said to the Gre'l representative, a being who called itself Jorak. "But we must consult with our leaders before making any decisions. Our people will want to know more about you and your intentions." Jorak's multifaceted eyes shimmered with what seemed like understanding. "Of course, Captain. We respect your need for caution. We have much to learn from each other, and trust must be built over time." As the Horizon returned to Earth, carrying data and recordings from the encounter, humanity erupted in a mixture of excitement and fear. News of the Gre'l dominated every conversation, from bustling city streets to the quietest rural towns. Governments scrambled to adapt to this new reality, while scientists pored over the information shared by the aliens. Dr. Chen found herself at the center of it all, working tirelessly to improve communication with the Gre'l. "Their language is incredibly complex," she explained to a panel of world leaders. "It's not just verbal. They use subtle changes in skin color and bioluminescence to convey nuance. We're making progress, but there's still so much to learn." Over the next few months, a series of diplomatic meetings were held in neutral space. The Gre'l shared glimpses of their advanced technology, demonstrating energy shields that could deflect asteroids and propulsion systems that bent the fabric of space-time. In return, humanity offered insights into their art, music, and diverse cultures. However, as the initial wonder began to fade, some on Earth grew wary of the Gre'l's intentions. Admiral Elena Santos of the USA voiced her concerns during a closed-door meeting. "They're not showing us everything," she argued. "For a species so advanced, they're being remarkably cagey about their history and social structure. What are they hiding?" Captain Reeves, who had been present at many of the meetings with the Gre'l, defended the aliens. "They're cautious, yes, but wouldn't we be in their position? We're the newcomers here. We need to earn their trust as much as they need to earn ours." As debates raged on Earth, a team of human scientists and diplomats was invited to visit a Gre'l outpost in a nearby star system. It was an opportunity too important to pass up, despite the risks. The team, led by Dr. Chen and escorted by a contingent of USA security personnel, embarked on the journey aboard a Gre'l ship. The Gre'l outpost was a marvel of engineering, a sprawling structure that seemed to defy gravity as it orbited a gas giant. Human visitors were awestruck by the advanced laboratories and the casual way the Gre'l manipulated energy and matter. However, Dr. Chen couldn't shake a growing sense of unease. Something about the Gre'l's behavior seemed off, but she couldn't quite put her finger on it. As the human delegation toured the facility, Dr. Chen noticed subtle tensions among their Gre'l hosts. Whispered conversations stopped abruptly when humans approached, and certain areas of the outpost remained strictly off-limits. Her linguistic skills picked up on undercurrents of disagreement among the Gre'l themselves, hinting at some internal conflict. On the final day of their visit, Dr. Chen's concerns came to a head. While using a Gre'l computer terminal to study their language, she stumbled upon a heavily encrypted file. Her curiosity piqued. She managed to partially decrypt it using a combination of linguistic analysis and intuition. What she found chilled her to the bone. The file contained fragments of a Gre'l military transmission, discussing plans for the assimilation of Earth's resources. It spoke of humanity as a promising but potentially troublesome species that needed to be guided towards serving Gre'l interests. The peaceful facade of the Gre'l suddenly seemed much more sinister. Heart-pounding, Dr. Chen discreetly copied the data and erased all traces of her access. She knew she had to get this information back to Earth, but surrounded by Gre'l, she had to act normal. As the human delegation prepared to return home, Chen shared her discovery in hushed tones with Captain Reeves. The captain's face hardened as he absorbed the implications. "We'll need to inform Admiral Santos immediately upon our return," he whispered. "But for now, we act as if nothing has changed. We can't risk alerting the Gre'l to our suspicions." As their ship detached from the Gre'l outpost and began its journey back to Earth, both Chen and Reeves felt the weight of their knowledge. Humanity had reached for the stars and made contact with an advanced civilization, only to discover that the galaxy might be far more dangerous than they had ever imagined. The first chapter of humanity's cosmic adventure was coming to a close, but a new one, fraught with peril and uncertainty, was about to begin. Earth would need all of its ingenuity, courage, and unity to face the challenges that lay ahead. The true test of humanity's place among the stars was just beginning. Rising tensions. The return journey to Earth was tense for Dr. Samantha Chen and Captain Michael Reeves. They carried with them a secret that could potentially change the course of human history. As their ship entered Earth's orbit, both felt a mixture of relief and apprehension. Upon landing, they were immediately whisked away to a high-security facility. Admiral Elena Santos was waiting for them, her face grave. "Report," she commanded as soon as the doors sealed behind them. Dr. Chen took a deep breath and began to explain her discovery. She outlined the encrypted file she'd found, the plans for assimilation, and the Gre'l's true view of humanity. As she spoke, the Admiral's expression darkened. "I knew it," Santos muttered. "They were too good to be true. But this is worse than I imagined." Captain Reeves interjected. "Admiral, what do we do now? The Gre'l don't know we've uncovered their plans. We have the element of surprise, but for how long?" Admiral Santos paced the room, her mind racing. "We need to act fast, but carefully. If we reveal what we know too soon, we risk provoking them before we're ready. But we can't sit idly by either. Over the next few weeks, Earth's leaders were secretly briefed on the situation. The revelation sent shockwaves through the halls of power. Some advocated for immediate diplomatic confrontation, while others pushed for rapid military buildup. In the end, a two-pronged approach was adopted. Earth would continue diplomatic relations with the Gre'l while secretly preparing for potential conflict. Project Safeguard was born, a classified initiative to accelerate human technological development using the knowledge gained from the Gre'l. Dr. Chen found herself at the forefront of this effort, working tirelessly to unlock the secrets of Gre'l technology. Meanwhile, Captain Reeves was promoted to Admiral and tasked with overseeing the expansion and modernization of Earth's space fleet. He threw himself into the work, knowing that every ship, every weapon could mean the difference between survival and subjugation. As months passed, tensions began to rise. The Gre'l, seemingly unaware that their true intentions had been discovered, began to make more forceful suggestions about Earth's development. They proposed establishing permanent Gre'l outposts on Earth and its colonies, ostensibly to guide humanity's growth. During a particularly tense meeting, Jorak, now the chief Gre'l ambassador to Earth, addressed the United Earth Council. "We only wish to help accelerate your species' development," the alien said, its skin shimmering with patterns that Dr. Chen now recognized as indicating stress or possibly deception. "Surely you can see the benefits of closer cooperation." Dr. Chen, present as a linguistic expert, carefully observed the Gre'l delegation. She noticed subtle signs of agitation, suggesting that Earth's stalling tactics were beginning to frustrate them. Council President Adebayo responded diplomatically, "We appreciate your offer, Ambassador Jorak. However, humanity has always valued its independence. We prefer to develop at our own pace, learning from our mistakes as well as our successes." The meeting ended with no resolution, but the underlying tensions were palpable. As the human officials filed out, Dr. Chen overheard a whispered conversation between two Gre'l delegates. Her blood ran cold as she deciphered their words. "The humans are more resistant than anticipated. We may need to accelerate our plans." Chen immediately reported this to Admiral Santos, who had been overseeing Project Safeguard. The Admiral's response was grim but determined. "We're running out of time. We need to step up our preparations." In the following weeks, Earth's industries were quietly mobilized. Under the guise of expanding space exploration, new shipyards were constructed in orbit and on the Moon. The Mars colonies were fortified, and deep space monitoring stations were upgraded with reverse-engineered Gre'l technology. However, these activities didn't go unnoticed. Gre'l ships began to appear more frequently in Earth's solar system, their presence a constant reminder of the power imbalance between the two species. One day, as Admiral Reeves was overseeing a training exercise for Earth's new fleet, an urgent message came through. A Gre'l battlecruiser had entered orbit around Mars, demanding immediate docking access to the main colony. Reeves knew this was a critical moment. If they allowed the Gre'l access, it could compromise the secrecy of their preparations, but refusing could provoke an immediate conflict. He opened a channel to the Gre'l ship. "This is Admiral Michael Reeves of the United Earth Space Agency. Mars is a sovereign human colony. We cannot grant you access without proper diplomatic clearance." The response was swift and threatening. "Admiral Reeves, this is Commander Vexlar of the Gre'l Expeditionary Force. Your resistance is noted and will be reported. Be aware that continued defiance may result in unfortunate consequences for Earth." As the standoff continued, Dr. Chen was making a breakthrough back on Earth. Her team had finally cracked the encryption on more of the Gre'l data she had retrieved. What they found was shocking. Detailed plans for the subjugation of Earth, including strategies to manipulate human society and exploit Earth's resources. Chen rushed to present her findings to the Earth Council. As she laid out the evidence, the room fell into a stunned silence. The full extent of the Gre'l's duplicity was now clear, and with it, the realization that conflict was inevitable. President Adebayo stood, his face a mask of determination. We had hoped for friendship among the stars. Instead, we find ourselves facing an existential threat. But humanity will not go quietly into the night. We will stand, we will fight, and we will show these Gre'l that Earth is not to be trifled with. As the Council debated their next move, reports came in of Gre'l ships amassing at the edge of the solar system. The pretense of peace was crumbling rapidly. Admiral Santos entered the Council chambers, her uniform crisp and her expression fierce. "Mr. President, members of the Council, we're out of time. The Gre'l are positioning for an attack. We need to make a decision now." President Adebayo looked around the room, meeting the eyes of each council member. There was fear there, yes, but also resolve. He took a deep breath and gave the order that would change the course of human history. "Initiate Operation Defiance. May God have mercy on us all." As the orders went out, ships across the solar system sprang into action. The element of surprise was their only advantage, and they intended to use it well. On Mars, Admiral Reeves received the coded transmission. He turned to his crew, their faces a mixture of anticipation and dread. "All hands, battle stations. The Gre'l want to fight. Let's show them what humanity can do." As klaxons blared across Earth and its colonies, humanity steeled itself for the greatest challenge it had ever faced. The war for survival had begun, and the stars themselves would bear witness to humanity's indomitable spirit. The spark of war. The tension in Earth's solar system had reached a breaking point. As Operation Defiance commenced, humanity's carefully hidden preparations were unveiled in a stunning display of coordinated action. Admiral Reeves, aboard the newly christened UES Defiant, led a fleet of Earth's most advanced warships out of their concealed docks around Mars. The ships, sleek and menacing, incorporated reversed-engineered Gre'l technology alongside innovative human designs. As they approached the Gre'l battlecruiser still in orbit around Mars, Reeves opened a channel. "Gre'l vessel, this is Admiral Reeves. You are in violation of Mars space. Withdraw immediately or face the consequences." The response was immediate and violent. The Gre'l ship opened fire, its energy weapons lashing out at the human fleet. But the UES Defiant and its escorts were ready. Shields flickered to life, absorbing the brunt of the attack. "All ships, engage," Reeves commanded. The human fleet sprang into action, their weapons finding weak points in the Gre'l ship's defenses. The battle was fierce but short. Within minutes, the Gre'l battlecruiser was reduced to a floating hulk. As the echoes of the first engagement faded, an ominous silence fell across the solar system. Then, like a awakening beast, the entire Gre'l armada at the system's edge surged forward. The real war had begun. Back on Earth, Dr. Chen worked feverishly with her team to unlock more Gre'l secrets. Every bit of intelligence could mean the difference between victory and annihilation. As she pored over the data, a realization struck her. "The Gre'l ships," she muttered, eyes wide. "They're all connected through some kind of quantum entanglement network. If we can disrupt it." She rushed to communicate her findings to Admiral Santos. The implications were enormous. If they could sever the Gre'l ship's ability to coordinate, it could give humanity a fighting chance. Meanwhile, the battle raged across the solar system. Earth's colonies on the Moon and Mars became battlegrounds as Gre'l forces attempted to establish footholds. The human defenders fought with desperate courage, knowing retreat wasn't an option. On Titan, Saturn's largest moon, a small team of human scientists and soldiers guarded a secret weapon. Dr. Elena Volkov, a brilliant physicist, had been working on a radical new propulsion system. As Gre'l ships approached Saturn, she knew it was now or never. "Initiate the Alcubierre drive," she shouted. The experimental ship, little more than an engine with a cockpit, hummed to life. In a flash of light, it disappeared, reappearing instantaneously behind the Gre'l fleet. The human pilot, Captain Aisha Kazemi, didn't hesitate. She launched a barrage of missiles into the unprotected rear of the Gre'l ships before vanishing again. The news of this hit-and-run attack spread quickly through human forces, boosting morale. Humanity might be outgunned, but they weren't out of the fight yet. As the conflict intensified, both sides suffered heavy losses. The space around Earth became a graveyard of shattered ships and debris. But the human spirit remained unbroken. In factories on Earth and hidden asteroid bases, production of new ships and weapons continued around the clock. Admiral Reeves, coordinating the defense from the UES Defiant, received an urgent transmission from Dr. Chen. "Admiral, we've done it. We've found a way to disrupt their quantum network, but we need to get close to their command ship to deploy it." Reeves knew this could be the turning point they needed, but the Gre'l flagship was at the heart of their fleet, surrounded by layers of defenders. It would be a suicide mission. "I'll do it," he said, his voice steady. "The Defiant is our best ship, and I won't ask anyone to take a risk I'm not willing to take myself." The plan was set. While the bulk of Earth's forces engaged the Gre'l in a massive battle near Jupiter, drawing their attention, the UES Defiant would attempt to slip through their lines. As the operation began, the solar system erupted in the largest space battle in human history. Thousands of ships clashed in the void, energy weapons and missiles crisscrossing the black of space in a deadly dance. The UES Defiant, using experimental stealth technology, managed to weave through the chaos. As they approached the Gre'l flagship, a massive construct that dwarfed even their largest ships, they were finally spotted. "All hands, brace for impact," Reeves shouted as enemy fire slammed into their shields. The Defiant shuddered but pressed on. They were committed now. In a daring maneuver, Reeves ordered the ship to dive straight towards the Gre'l flagship. At the last moment, they pulled up, skimming along its surface. "Now," he commanded. Dr. Chen, aboard the Defiant for this crucial mission, activated the disruptor. A pulse of energy rippled out, invisible but potent. For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then, one by one, the Gre'l ships began to falter. Cut off from their central command, the Gre'l fleet fell into disarray. The coordinated attack they had been executing crumbled into individual ships fighting desperately. Seizing the moment, Admiral Santos ordered all human forces to press the attack. The tide of battle began to turn. But the war was far from over. The Gre'l, though disorganized, were still a formidable foe. Their technological advantage was not entirely negated, and they fought with the desperation of those who saw their carefully laid plans crumbling. As the battle raged on, a Gre'l cruiser, its weapons overloading in a last-ditch effort, collided with the UES Defiant. The human ship, its mission accomplished but now crippled, began to drift towards Jupiter's crushing gravity. Admiral Reeves, calm even in the face of death, opened a channel to Earth. The disruptor worked. The Gre'l fleet is in chaos. Humanity has a chance now. It's been an honor to serve. As the Defiant disappeared into Jupiter's swirling clouds, a cry of both victory and mourning swept through the human forces. Reeves' sacrifice would not be in vain. The Battle of Jupiter, as it would come to be known, marked a turning point in the war. The Gre'l, their initial invasion thwarted and their air of invincibility shattered, were forced to retreat to the edges of the solar system. But this was just the beginning. The Gre'l would return, and humanity knew they needed to prepare. As the solar system fell quiet once more, the real work began. Earth and its colonies, bloodied but unbowed, started to rebuild, innovate, and plan for the next phase of the war. In labs and shipyards across the system, humans worked tirelessly to close the technological gap. The knowledge gained from the captured Gre'l ships and the innovations born of desperate necessity were about to propel humanity into a new era. The Gre'l had awakened a sleeping giant. Humanity, united as never before, was determined not just to survive, but to take its place among the stars. The next time the Gre'l came, Earth would be ready. Terran ingenuity unleashed. In the aftermath of the Battle of Jupiter, Earth entered a period of frantic activity. The victory had been hard-won, and everyone knew the Gre'l would return, likely with an even larger force. Humanity had to use this respite wisely. Dr. Samantha Chen, now heading Earth's Xenotechnology Division, stood before a holographic display of a Gre'l ship. The quantum entanglement network was just the tip of the iceberg. She explained to a room full of scientists and military officials. Their technology is centuries ahead of ours, but we're catching up fast. Over the next months, breakthroughs came at a dizzying pace. Reverse-engineered Gre'l shields were integrated into Earth's defense systems. New alloys, based on materials found in Gre'l ship debris, allowed for stronger, lighter spacecraft. But perhaps most importantly, humanity's understanding of faster-than-light travel took a quantum leap forward. Dr. Elena Volkov, the mind behind the Alcubierre drive that had proved so crucial in the Battle of Jupiter, unveiled her latest creation. "We call it the fold drive," she said, her eyes shining with excitement. "It doesn't just bend space-time. It folds it, allowing for near-instantaneous travel between 2 points." The implications were staggering. With the fold drive, humanity could extend its reach far beyond the solar system. Colonies could be established in other star systems, spreading the risk of extinction and accessing new resources. But it wasn't just in technology that humanity was advancing. The shared threat had led to unprecedented cooperation between nations. The United Earth Government, once a loose coalition, had become a true global authority. Resources were pooled, research was shared, and a unified strategy was developed. Admiral Maria Santos, who had taken over fleet command after Reeves' sacrifice, oversaw the construction of a new generation of warships. "We're not just copying the Gre'l," she insisted. "We're innovating, creating ships and weapons that play to human strengths." One such innovation was the swarm combat system. Instead of relying on large, vulnerable capital ships, humanity developed swarms of smaller, highly maneuverable craft that could overwhelm enemy defenses through sheer numbers and unpredictability. As Earth prepared, deep space monitoring stations kept a vigilant watch. It was one of these stations, orbiting Neptune, that first detected the Gre'l's return. A massive fleet, far larger than the first, was approaching from the direction of Alpha Centauri. The news sent a shockwave through Earth and its colonies. But this time, the reaction was not panic, but grim determination. Humanity had prepared for this moment. President Adebayo addressed the United Peoples of Earth and its colonies. 2 years ago, we faced extinction and stood firm. We've grown stronger, smarter, more united. Today, we do not merely defend. Today, we show the galaxy that humanity will not be subjugated. Today, we take the fight to the enemy. The response was electric. Volunteers flooded recruitment centers. Factory production went into overdrive. The entire solar system became a war machine, primed and ready. As the Gre'l fleet entered the solar system, they found not a cowering prey, but a prepared and determined adversary. The battle began near the orbit of Neptune, Earth's new defense perimeter. Admiral Santos, aboard the flagship UES Phoenix, gave the order: "All ships, execute Operation Hydra." In a dazzling display of coordination, Earth's fleet split into hundreds of smaller units. The swarm was unleashed. Gre'l ships, still relying on traditional combat doctrine, found themselves overwhelmed by the sheer chaos of the human attack. Meanwhile, Dr. Chen was about to test a theory. Based on her analysis of Gre'l biology and psychology, she believed their hierarchical nature was a weakness. If we can take out their command structure, the entire fleet might fall into disarray, she had argued. A specially equipped stealth ship, piloted by the skilled Captain Aisha Kazemi, slipped behind enemy lines. Its mission: to locate and neutralize the Gre'l command ship. The battle raged across the solar system. Earth's colonies, once vulnerable outposts, were now fortified strongholds. When Gre'l forces approached Mars, they were met with a planetary shield and a hail of fire from orbital defense platforms. On Titan, Dr. Volkov activated a network of fold drive beacons. Earth ships fitted with the new drive could now jump instantly between key points in the solar system, allowing for rapid reinforcement and unpredictable attacks. The Gre'l, for the first time, found themselves on the back foot. Their technological edge had been blunted, and they were facing an enemy that fought with desperate innovation and unbridled determination. As the battle reached its crescendo, Captain Kazemi's stealth ship finally located the Gre'l command vessel. It was a behemoth, a city in space that coordinated the entire invasion. Kazemi knew she had one shot at this. Initiating fold jump, she announced to her crew. In a blink, her ship appeared inside the Gre'l command vessel's shields. Before the enemy could react, she launched a payload of specially designed nanites. These microscopic machines, the product of human ingenuity and Gre'l technology, spread through the command ship systems like a virus. Within minutes, the massive vessel went dark. The effect on the Gre'l fleet was immediate and dramatic. Ships began to break formation, their coordinated attacks dissolving into individual, panicked actions. Admiral Santos seized the moment. All ships pressed the attack. Drive them out of our system. The battle turned into a rout. Gre'l ships, cut off from Central Command and faced with an enemy they had grossly underestimated, began to retreat. Those that could activated their FTL drives, vanishing into the depths of space. As the last Gre'l ship disappeared from sensors, a cheer went up across the human fleet. Against all odds, they had not just survived, but triumphed. In the aftermath, as damage reports came in and the cost in lives was tallied, a somber reality set in. The victory had been hard-won, and the war was likely far from over. But humanity had proven itself. They were no longer just inhabitants of Earth, but a true spacefaring civilization, ready to claim their place among the stars. President Adebayo, addressing the solar system once again, summed up the mood. Today, we have shown the galaxy that humanity is a force to be reckoned with. But our journey is just beginning. We will rebuild, we will expand, and we will explore. The stars are no longer our limit. They are our destiny. As cleanup operations began and plans were made to push beyond the solar system, a new era dawned for humanity. The Gre'l threat had forged them into something greater than they had ever been. Whatever challenges lay ahead, Earth and its people were ready to face them, united and unafraid. The age of human expansion had begun. The turning point. 5 years had passed since humanity's decisive victory against the Gre'l in the solar system. Earth and its colonies had flourished, expanding their reach to nearby star systems thanks to the revolutionary fold drive technology. However, the threat of the Gre'l Empire still loomed large in the collective consciousness of humanity. Admiral Maria Santos stood on the bridge of the UES Prometheus, Earth's most advanced warship, as it patrolled the edge of human-controlled space. The ship's sensors suddenly lit up, detecting a massive energy signature. "Admiral," her XO reported, "we're picking up multiple fold drive activations. It's the Gre'l. They're back, and in force." Santos's face hardened. "Send word to Earth. Initiate Protocol Omega. This is what we've been preparing for." Across human space, the alert went out. On Earth, President Adebayo convened an emergency session of the United Earth Government. Dr. Samantha Chen, now Director of Xenotechnology, presented her latest findings. "The Gre'l have adapted," she explained, her holographic display showing new configurations of enemy ships. "They've incorporated some of our swarm tactics, and their shields appear to be more resilient. But we've prepared for this." Indeed, humanity had not been idle. The years of peace had been used to push the boundaries of science and military strategy. Dr. Elena Volkov stepped forward, her eyes gleaming with the light of discovery. "We've perfected the gravity lance," she announced. "By manipulating localized gravity fields, we can create weapons that bypass traditional shields. It's theoretical no longer. We've weaponized the fabric of space-time itself." As the Gre'l fleet advanced, humanity's defense plan sprang into action. Colony worlds activated their planetary shields, while hidden shipyards in asteroid belts and gas giant moons began launching waves of next-generation fighters and capital ships. The first clash occurred in the Proxima Centauri system. The Gre'l, expecting to find a vulnerable colony, instead met a prepared and determined defense force. Captain Aisha Kazemi, now commanding her own battle group, led the charge. "Remember Jupiter," she called out as her ships engaged the enemy. The battle was fierce, with both sides employing technologies and tactics that would have been unimaginable just a few years ago. The gravity lances proved their worth, punching through Gre'l shields and ripping ships apart from the inside. But the Gre'l were not without their own surprises. They unleashed swarms of self-replicating nanobots that threatened to overwhelm human vessels. It was Dr. Chen who provided the countermeasure. "Deploy the EM pulse buoys," she ordered from her command center on Mars. The electromagnetic pulses short-circuited the Gre'l nanobots, turning the tide of the battle. As the conflict spread across multiple star systems, it became clear that this was more than just another invasion. It was a war for the very survival of both species. The Gre'l, their pride wounded by previous defeats, fought with a desperation that matched humanity's resolve. In the Sol system, Earth itself came under attack for the first time since the initial Gre'l invasion. But this time, the homeworld was ready. A multi-layered defense grid, combining shields, weaponized satellites, and swarms of AI-controlled fighters, met the Gre'l head-on. President Adebayo, speaking from a hardened bunker beneath the Himalayas, rallied the people of Earth. "We stand at the crossroads of history. Our ancestors looked up at the stars in wonder. We now reach out to them in defiance of those who would deny us our destiny." The battle for Earth became the stuff of legend. Civilian volunteers manned point defense stations, while veterans of the First War led daring counterattacks. The skies above the planet lit up with the fury of energy weapons and nuclear detonations as humanity fought tooth and nail for its birthplace. It was during this darkest hour that humanity's greatest strength shone through, its ability to innovate under pressure. Dr. Volkov, working with a team of the brightest minds from across human space, made a breakthrough that would change the course of the war. "We've cracked their biological code," she announced to a stunned war council. "The Gre'l aren't just connected technologically, they're linked on a genetic level. If we can disrupt that link." The plan was audacious and risky. It would require getting a specially designed bioweapon past the Gre'l's formidable defenses and into the heart of their fleet. Admiral Santos volunteered to lead the mission herself. "I won't ask anyone to take a risk I'm not willing to take myself," she said, echoing the words of the late Admiral Reeves. The UES Prometheus, equipped with the latest stealth technology, and the bioweapon, slipped behind enemy lines. As battles raged across the Sol system and beyond, Santos and her crew infiltrated the massive Gre'l mothership. The final confrontation took place on the bridge of the alien vessel. Santos, face to face with the Gre'l Supreme Commander, realized a startling truth. The aliens were as scared of humanity as humans had once been of them. "You don't have to do this," Santos said, even as she prepared to release the bioweapon. "We can coexist. The galaxy is vast enough for both our species." For a moment, it seemed the Gre'l leader might consider her words. But years of conflict and ingrained ideology won out. As the alien reached for a weapon, Santos activated the bioweapon. The effect was immediate and profound. Across the Gre'l fleet, ships began to lose cohesion. The biological link that had made them so formidable became their greatest weakness. Confusion reigned as individual Gre'l, cut off from the collective, struggled to function independently. Humanity seized the moment, led by Captain Kazemi and a coalition of allied alien races who had joined the fight against Gre'l expansion. Earth's forces launched a final, decisive assault. The battle was over in hours. Gre'l ships, their crews disoriented and command structure shattered, either surrendered or fell into deep space. The threat that had hung over humanity for nearly a decade was finally neutralized. As the dust settled and the enormous task of rebuilding began. Humanity found itself in a new position, that of a major galactic power. The defeat of the Gre'l had not only secured Earth's future, but had also attracted the attention of other spacefaring races who saw humans as valuable allies. President Adebayo, addressing the united Earth and its colonies, captured the mood of this new era. We came to the brink of extinction and emerged stronger. We faced an implacable foe and found not just the will to survive, but the wisdom to offer peace. As we step out into the galaxy, let us carry with us the lessons of this war, the strength of unity, the power of innovation, and the importance of compassion, even for those who once sought our destruction. As humanity began to explore further into the galaxy, establishing diplomatic relations with new alien races and pushing the boundaries of scientific discovery, they carried with them a new sense of purpose and identity. They were no longer just inhabitants of Earth, but citizens of the cosmos, ready to face whatever challenges the universe might present. The stars, once distant points of light, had become humanity's new frontier. And in the vast expanse of space, the human spirit, resilient, innovative, and ever curious, would continue to shine brightly.